Skinny Hardaway Southern T back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor, y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, I greatly appreciate you sliding through. If this your first time, do your boy solid. Don't make it your last time. Hit that subscription button as well. We talk this good boxing, MMA, sports, parlays, predictions every single day, and not just today. Today, I'm here with some news that you could use, some breaking news, random, kind of random, right? It is random in the timing of it, right? But maybe in the grand scheme of the timing of it, right? It's not random, right? But for it to be today, right? Was random, right? We didn't have this on the bucket list, right? You know what I mean? But you see the headline, man. This is real spill, not a drill. This is not fake news. Terrance Bud Crawford has officially retired from the sport of boxing, right? And if you've been here for a minute, no, this is not like, that time I had that fake retirement for Terrance Bud Crawford. That one time he said, he retired. One time he said he was gonna retire, before he fought Errol Spence. This isn't like me, that one time I had that fake retire party for him. This isn't that. He officially, retired. He he announced it on his Instagram, right? Put out a video on pretty much all his social medias, right? He put out a video. He announced it, a tribute video, right? Basically to himself. It was him, explaining the situation, right? He was like, he pretty much like the video was basically him, you know, giving his curtain call, right? He said, he grew up wanting to do this. He put a lot in this sport, basically, right? And he said, you never really know when it's time to retire, but when it comes, you know, you know, right? And he said he feel like now is the time. It's a little, is he really retiring, right? But the fact that he went the whole nine, right, and did the video with it, right, is kind of crazy. But he has officially retired. So I don't think that he'll sit there, put that video together, right? If he was planning to come back, maybe, possibly, this is a ploy. You know what I mean? At Canelo, right? He said he's not fighting Canelo for anything less than 100 million, right? I remember him saying that not too long ago. Right. So maybe, he was negotiating that fight and maybe they're not giving him what he wants, right? So Bud is like, well, you know what? Y'all either give me what I want or I'm retired. I don't have a reason to fight again. In the actual video, he did say something, you know what I mean, about it not being about the money at this point in his career, right? You know what I mean? So Terrence Crawford, posted the video and he has officially retired from the sport of boxing. Some people go love it, some people go hate it. Man, I say this, my feelings on it, my thoughts on it. I'm not necessarily, I'm happy that he's happy, right? But I'm not as a boxing fan, man. It's a little. I'm not gonna say no, bittersweet is the wrong word, right? Because it's not bittersweet. It's like it's weird. I don't like it. I guess what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? Dang, it feels like a era because it has, right? An era has come to an end in terms of Bud Crawford. I hope this is just, a negotiation tactic from him or something like that, right? But era really has, come to an end. And I think when it's all said and done, right? If his retirement is, if this really is his retirement, if he really is hanging it up, if he really is done. I think when it's all said and done, he was the best fighter, of his time and of his generation, right? You know what I mean? Floyd Mayweather carried that mantle. Floyd Mayweather carried that mantle, right? And I think, when the smoke has cleared, even with those two wins, right? Bud could have fought a lot more people. People feel like, right, he could have did more leading up into his career, right? What's good, DP? Shout out to my guy Big Tex, my guy Ray Buck. What's goody? My guy Big Tex was goody. My guy Daniel Berry was goody. My guy DP Wright got it crazy. Said, T, you believe it, homie? Yeah, I really do. I do believe him. I do believe him when he say that he retired. I'm hoping it's a negotiation thing, right? I'm hoping that it's a negotiation thing. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy. I'm hoping that it's a negotiation thing, right? But I do believe. I do believe. I don't think he I don't think he would have, you know, went to the extent to put up that video like that to play with the people's minds. Even though I hope he's just a sick individual like that, and if they give him 100 million, I think hopefully he's trying to get that 100 million, and I hope that they bite and give it to him. Hopefully Canelo wants to get his get back so bad against Terrance Crawford, even though he don't want to get his get back against anybody else. But hopefully, wanting to get his get back so bad that he tells them, don't give Bud that 100 million, right? But outside of that 100 million, DP Rocker, yeah, I do actually believe him. I do believe him when he say that he done. I do believe him when he say that they done. I'm gonna play the video for y'all too. I'm gonna play the retirement video for y'all. But I am a little sad, and I do think, like I was saying, like I do think when it's all said and done, man, I do think he was the best fighter of his time, the best fighter of his generation, the generation being after Floyd Mayweather. We didn't necessarily think it was gonna be him. A lot of us thought it would be Errol Spence. And a lot of people feel like, Bud could have fought more people at, 135 and more people at 140. And maybe you're right, right? Maybe you're right about that, right? But even with just those two wins, right? And he has more wins than that, right? You got Gamboa and whatnot. But even with just those two wins, Aerospace Jr. and Canelo Alvarez, the way that he did it, you know what I mean? The way that he did it, you know what I mean? That he beat those guys, that he got those two wins. He possibly beat the two best fighters that he could have fought, right, around his weight class. The best guys around his weight class, bro, was Errol Spence at 147, who was dominating 147, right? And Canelo Alvarez, who probably has the best resume in the game, who's the number one, money maker in the game, who's probably the number one fighter. You know what I mean? One of the number one fighters in totality, right? We don't like how Canelo moved at certain points of his career, but as a whole, his resume as a whole, he probably was, number one. Errol Spence was easily a top five, top three pound for pound fighter looked at, right, before his fight with Bud Crawford. The way that he beat Errol Spence, the way that he beat Canelo Alvarez, when it was in the biggest fights, in the biggest moments, man, that dude really did deliver, right? You know what I mean? So, yeah, maybe he could have fought more people coming up, but even with just those two wins, Errol Spence, man, and Canelo Alvarez, I think that he is, the greatest fighter of this era, right? You got Alexander Usyk, who's in here. You got Monster Inoue, right, who's in here. Uh, so I think it's about, you know, I think him, even right now, right? I think him and Usyk, right, got to claim Usyk being heavyweight, him being the best guy, not a heavyweight, right? Usyk being the best heavyweight, Bud being the best guy, not heavyweight, pound for pound, I rank him above Usyk, right? Maybe, Inoue does something later on in his career that changes that. You know what I mean? I think David Benavidez isn't even going to be looked at in Bud's generation, even though they fought around the same time, right? But I think David Benavidez's career is going to last just long enough to where he might be able to pick the game up next. You know what I mean? Type deal. 'Cause I know some people, this not me, I know some people believe that it might be David, right? But I do think Bud Crawford is the best fighter of this generation after, you know what I mean, for Mayweather. And yeah, I am a little sad that Bud is retiring. Again, this is not me faking it like I did, that time when, he said he was gonna retire or fight Earl Spence. Said Bud had 3 fights left, but retirement is a nice touch. Hulk mode, 365 days. Do me a solid, Hulk mode. My guy Hulk mode. I know you just sliding in. Do your boy a solid, man. I'm at 5,792 subscribers, man. Help get your boy to 5,793. Greatly appreciate you sliding through. But yeah, it's official. What I mean. This is real spill, not a drill. It's not me making it up. Greatly appreciate you, my guy. If you could hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Said retirement is a nice touch. Hopefully, this is just Bud, but I don't think it's just a video, right? Maybe he need to make the video, right? But I don't think he'll play with the emotions of the people like that, right? But then again, I'm hoping this is just a ploy for him, maybe to get that 100 million that he was asking for. Right. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping this is a ploy for him to be able to get that 100 million that he was asking for. You know what I mean? But he dropped a retirement video and everything. So I'm about to play their retirement video for you. I'm gonna let y'all see it too. I'm gonna let y'all see it too as well. I bookmark this. Let me bring this brightness up a little bit. Let's see this, man. I want to show the fight clip. He really did do it out his way, though. And he said, and now it is time, Brian, right? So, there's that. Drop their videos that might I want to see live. What's good, Bills? What's good, Bills? Appreciate you sliding through, right? But I ain't gonna hold y'all up too long, man. Unless y'all want to talk about it, right? But I ain't gonna hold y'all up too long. Sarah, he's a retire. Did he not want that Canelo rematch smoke? Sierra, what you talking about, Sierra? I was just saying, right? I'm hoping, right? I was just saying, I'm hoping that this. Like I was saying, I'm hoping that this is, because I know he said he wanted 100 million, or he not gonna fight Canelo, right? I was just saying, I'm hoping this is, maybe like a ploy or something, right? To million, maybe he want to fight Canelo again, right? But Canelo don't want to give him 100 million, and he's saying, right, it's 100 million or I retire because it ain't about the money for me. You know what I mean? He made a nice amount of money, fighting Errol Spence and fighting Canelo Alvarez already. You know what I mean? He made a pretty penny, right? You know what I mean? Type deal. So it's not about the money, but it is, right? He's saying at this point, if he want his get back, right? If he want his get back, you got to pay me like I'm Canelo, like the ASAP, because right now, right, Bud is top dog. Bud is top dog. He said he not getting him his on Canelo money, and I think that's why he retiring, Sierra. I think he said if y'all not gonna give me Canelo money because I just beat him easy. I took a pay cut the first time. If y'all don't give me Canelo money, you know what I mean? It's over with. Now he already beat him. Legacy already set Sierra. he already set. He already beat Canelo. He's saying if y'all want him to get his get back, you got to give me your 100 million, my guy. Right? But he retired though, so Canelo is the one that had the rematch clause. Bud retired. Canelo getting ready for a rematch. He ain't gonna get. You know what I mean? Because Bud retired. Hopefully it's about that 100 million. But like you said, if he not gonna get it, then I don't think he coming back. I don't think he coming back. I don't think he coming back for nothing less than 100 mil. He did not easy. They both sparring there. Nello will be rematch for sure. Nasty work. Nello pot dirty, lost and still getting 100 million. Yeah, hope. Now Canelo, now he would he can't beat Bud, man. Bud just a better fighter. Bud just a better fighter all around, man. Yeah, he just a better. I know what you meant. I know what you meant. Yeah, Hope. Yeah, Hope. That's crazy. Hope, do your boy solid, man. Subscribe to that channel for your boy Hope. If you ain't subscribed already, Hope, subscribe. Subscribe to that channel for your boy, man. But yeah, man, Bud officially has retired, dog. That's crazy work. Bud then retired on this, man. And I believe him. And again, this is not me making a joke. So y'all can see my face, so y'all know I ain't bullshit, right? So y'all know I ain't playing. Feels it was good, so y'all know I ain't playing. Now they really retired on us, man. Hold on, let me. Now Bud really retired on that ass, man. Now that man really just retired on that ass. It's real spill. Now the drill is not me doing out. Y'all remember that time I retired Bud on some funny shit. This ain't that, man. This ain't that. He said Nello brings the crowds. Nello just old prime Nello being but bro, you do realize that Canelo is younger than Bud Crawford, Sierra. Is this Sierra or Sarah? It's Sarah. I don't want to say your name wrong. Sarah TV. Sarah TV. Sarah. Sierra. Get me right, bro. Get me right, man. Get me right on your name, bro, because I don't want to call you something that you ain't. You know what I mean? But Sarah, you do realize that Canelo, older than Bud, man. Hey, hey, old Nello, new Nello, Carmelo, Mellow Yellow. Ain't none of them beating Bud. Hey, hey, old Nello, new Nello, Carmelo, Mellow Yellow, Bud on the points. Bud decision. Bud decision, bro. Love Mello. Hey. Old Nello, new Nello, Carmelo, love Mello, Mellow Yellow, Bud on the points. Bud on the points, big dog. Know what I'm saying, man? He said Mello versus the Mexican Martian. Man, now you want Bud to go up. Now you want Bud to go up the cruiserweight, right? Now you want Bud to go up the cruiserweight. That's crazy. Right now he got to go up the cruiserweight and fight David Benavidez. Well, if that's the case, David Benavidez, got to go up there and fight Anthony Joshua. How about that? David Benavidez got to go up there and high guard Anthony Joshua. How about that? Let's do that then. Like that's crazy, bro. That's just crazy. But Benavidez actually might end up doing that. There you go, man. That style just bad for him. That style just bad for him. Yeah. The Yup, he's king, right? They wanted Nello too. They didn't want Nep, bro, bro. Bro, Canelo was at 168 for Benavidez is at 175. He's going to cruiserweight. When they wanted Canelo to do it, Benavidez was at 168, bro. You know this. Sarah, you manipulating it. You trying to manipulate the timelines right now. You right. You manipulating the timelines, man. Him and Bud was in the same division when this happened. Benavidez about to go to cruiserweight. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same thing. You talking about two guys who was at the same division for years, versus two guys who not even in the same division. You know what I mean? Versus some guys who not even in the same division, man. Let that man retire in peace. Y'all already about to start that bull. You know what I mean? Y'all already about to start that booger sugar. I mean, I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. I'm gonna go about 30 minutes right at this point. We'll go 30 minutes. Right. But I just want to teach y'all that man really now he retired. This ain't me making a joke either. He officially retired. Like y'all go see. I know at this point y'all probably saw it. The big channel should be picking it up. The big channel should be picking it up now, right? Since I done told YouTube. Anybody else beat me to it? Anybody beat me to it? The blue blood beat me to it. The blue blood be first on every goddamn thing. The blue blood beat me to it. Let me see if blue blood beat me to it. If blue ain't beat me to it, I know nobody ain't beat me to it. My blue blood dropped this shit 4 hours ago. Oh no, blue blood thought it was gonna be a fight. He retired. Yeah, blue blood said announcement. Who will it be? So yeah, he blue blood didn't even know this. Oh yeah, blue blood ain't know this. Ain't nobody know this. Yeah, I'm the first one. Janela too small for being his bud is. No, no, bro. Listen, no. Oh my god. First of all, if y'all in the same division, you're not too small. Bud and Benavidez not in the same division. Sarah, they not in the same division. They not in the same division. So the big channel should be picking up on this news. So you know what I mean? They should have already seen my video, right? And then they should be going dispersing, making a video. You know, we're gonna give Bull his proper respect though. We're gonna give Bull his proper respect though, for sure. You know what I mean? You're not talking about the same thing, Sarah. They're not in the same division, two different weight classes. Canelo was in David Benavidez's weight class. It was simple. It was that simple. It's people that Bud probably could have fought that he didn't fight, but David Benavidez ain't one of them, bro. That was never in the same division. Not at no point in their career was they in the same division. Uncle Ricky. There's two different things you talking about though, Sarah. There's two different things, man. It's a good him if he said my head's out on. He made a believer out of me, right, Rick? And me too, bro. And that's pretty much, you know what I mean? And I ain't gonna actually y'all. I gonna say it right now because he about to retire. I gonna tell y'all the truth. I gonna tell y'all. Now, some people might knew this. I wish Fizzle was still in here because Fizzle can verify this, right? Pop can verify this too, right? Maybe Rick. You know what I mean? I actually was a Bud Crawford fan before I was an Errol Spence fan. When I came here, I was a Bud Crawford, right? The people, like early people, they know that what happened though was once Bud and Errol ran into one another, I saw a hesitation in Bud Crawford that I hadn't seen before. You know what I mean? And once I start saying like, well, I think Bud may not want to fight him. Bud may be a little, a little worried about Earl might have a chance. People start calling me a Earl sexual, start calling me a Earl dick rider. For like you a Earl dick rider. You a Earl. And the first time I heard nigga call me a Earl sexual, Earl dick rider, boy, I went full. But I like the Earl too, but I went full Earl. I I was never. Rick can testify. I was never really as hard on Bud as most people, right? But I brought light to the fact, you know what I mean. But I used to be on hard on the Bud fans because they was acting like they couldn't see it. I never once said Bud was a bad fighter. You know what I mean? And if you really know, you know I had Bud, but I flipped Earl because Bud fans were just so fucking obnoxious around that time. Bud fans were so fucking obnoxious around that time. And we can clearly see who, and I say it to this day, he still held that fight up. He said it in his retirement video, I did everything on my terms. He ain't lying. Bud still held that Errol Spence fight up. Right. He held it up. He really, and I'm gonna say this. I still feel like he made that fight. I don't think that he thought Errol was gonna say yes to all them demands that he made. I think he made them crazy demands to so Errol could be like, hell now, fuck that, so they can move on. But once Errol said yeah to all that crazy ass shit, he had no choice but to fight him. He went there, put in work. I think I said once he beat Errol Spence, he ain't losing no more. He went in there, dominated Canelo. You know what I mean? I said he was gonna beat Canelo. I didn't think he was gonna style on him like that, right? You know what I mean? Went in there, dominated Canelo. He retired. Like maybe you could say back in the day, you ain't fight Adrian Broner, which may be true, right? You could say, you know, you ain't never fight Danny Garcia back in the day, right? Prime Danny 140 Danny, right? Which is true. You can say you really ducked the good guys in one. That's what I'm getting at. You can say you ducked the good guys at 140, right? Maybe, but he got undisputed at 140. He fought who he fought, and he moved up. He moved up and he beat the best welterweight of our generation. He styled on Canelo Sarah, accepted. Accepted. Hey, accepted, bro. He styled on your boy. It's okay. He styled on my boy too. He styled on Errol too, bro. It's okay. We're in the same club. It's okay, Sarah. He just the greatest. Right? It's okay. He styled on my boy too. He just the greatest, Sarah. It's okay. It's okay. I had to go to therapy too. It's okay. You going through what I went through years ago. It's okay, bro. It's okay. He beat my boy the fuck up. He styled on your boy. It's okay, bro. It happens, right? You should be used to it. Your boy got like 4 losses. I like Sarah. I like Sarah, bro. Hope I ain't butchering though. Now you still ain't correct me on your name yet. I like Sarah though. You know what I mean? Didn't know he almost killed. No, no, yes, yes. He put foot to ass on Spence, right? But he styled on Canelo for sure. He styled on Canelo and he foot to ass Spence. Like it's okay. It's okay, bro. It happens. It happens, bro. Right? He styled on him though. He styled on him. He looked good doing it. Right? He styled on him. I ain't say he beat the hell out of him, right? He beat the hell out of my boy. Cool. I take that. But he styled on your boy for sure. And he looked good doing it. But those 2 wins alone, I ain't gonna lie, he could have, like I was saying, maybe he did do it. Maybe he didn't do what you wanted him to do at 140. But Eric Spence, Canelo Alvarez, that's enough for me. I'm sold. Like that's enough for me. The way that he did it, it's the way that he did it. Errol Spence was at his peak right now. Health issues aside, what it was, what it ain't, right? Errol got in there, right? So we just go leave it what it is, right? Errol got in there, whatever health issues, all that, whatever you want to say, the eye, the rib, the car wreck, whatever health, whatever aside, Errol got in there. Errol didn't make no excuses when he go make one for him, right? So the way he beat these people, bro, Errol was at his best. Errol was undefeated. Errol, that was the I can't say that was the best aerospace, right? But you know, for what it's worth, bro, nobody beat that dude before then, right? He beat people before Bud. Now he waited him out, whatever, right? On fight day, he was on his game. You know what I mean? He was on his game on fight day. Canelo styled on him, piece of cake. You know what I mean? Styled on him. So that's enough for me. That's enough. The way he did it, the way he beat him, the fashion he beat him in, that Mikey would have best Bud. Luckily, he didn't fight him. Now, Mikey probably would have got Arrow damn near knocked. Mikey had to shell up against Errol Spence because Errol was putting maybe hmm, Mikey wouldn't have beat him, by the way. Now I ain't trying. I'm trying to think if Bud would have stopped him or not. Right? Maybe Bud wouldn't have stopped him either. Right? But I don't know though. But nah, Mikey wouldn't have beat near one of them. Mikey wouldn't have beat. It's over with. Hey, your best bet. He just beat him up. It's okay, Sierra. He beat him up. It's okay. Hey, it's okay. It happens, bro. It happens, bro. It happens, man. It's okay. Hopefully, right? Hopefully they give Bud what he want or get close to it, right? Hopefully they give him about 6, right? Give him about 6. I think that's really what it is. Because he was planning to fight him, but I remember him saying he said he wanted 100 million, bro, or it's no fight. And I guess they ain't giving my boy what he wanted. So he said, shit, throw them Tuesday. I already beat him. I ain't got nothing else to prove. He really don't got nothing else to prove. He don't. Like I said, man, it's he left shit on the table at 140. He left shit on the table at 140. Right. But once he did his thing, got up out of there. You know what I mean? He said that's why Bud was like, fuck the WBC. He leaving right. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Rick. Like, he like, no, bro, fuck that. This Spence could not stop Mikey. You see him throw his hands up. Aaron right. That nigga was like, like, I survived. That's what he was doing, Sierra. Sarah, right? Sarah, that's what he was doing. He was like, I survived. I survived. I survived. I survived. He was getting punched on. But Mikey couldn't even throw. He couldn't even get a punch off. That's how many punches Spence was putting on his ass. I think Spence underestimated Bud a little bit. And end up, I think he underestimated Bud just a little bit. I think Spence underestimated Bud just a little bit. Underestimated what was inside of Bud a little bit. I think so. That's what I think. I think he underestimated. I think Bud questioned. He'll never say it, but I think Bud questioned if he could beat Spence. You saw even in his retirement highlight tape, his video he put out, it was more Spence than Canelo. That Spence win is really what did it for him. Once he beat Spence, I know he wasn't losing again. He didn't even take that other dude serious in the middle. What's the dude he fought after Spence? The other nigga that counter did all right against him. I forgot his name. Y'all know who I'm talking about though. He still be fighting. I forgot his name though. But yeah, he didn't even take him serious. But I knew he wasn't gonna lose after he beat Errol Spence. I knew Canelo wasn't beating him. I knew Canelo wasn't beating him after what he did to my boy Errol. I knew he was. You know what I mean? For a fact, knew he wasn't gonna beat him though. But yeah, this ain't my like this ain't the jump that I did back in the day where he said, but he right remember he was negotiating with Eric right and he wasn't getting what he wanted. He said I'm gonna retire right, so maybe this one of these, but he ain't make no video right. He ain't make no video for Eric when he said that. This man put a whole you just get her, gave out gave a real thought provoking speech with it. You know what I'm saying? There was some good graphics in that video. You know what I mean? He took the time to put all his belts out, you know what I mean, in front of him in the ring. Those like a sky shot. Them folks must have had like a droid or something in there, in that thing. That was well thought out right there. You know what I mean? So I don't think he playing this time, right? But I think if they come with their 100 mil, I think if they come with their 100 mil, he said I lost 500 on Mike Spence. Damn. I won about 500. He said he dared to be great. Yeah, shout out Mikey. Had a great career for not even wanting the box as well. Yeah. Shout out Mikey. I fuck with Mikey. Mikey, Mikey, Mikey saw something, right? Mikey saw Adrian Broner was friends. He saw Robert Easter was friends. He was like, Earl Spence they friend too. Maybe I can beat him. You know what I mean? That's where he stepped in. I think he underestimated Errol Spence. Right, Sarah? I think Errol underestimated Bud and Mikey underestimated Errol. You know what I mean? Type of shit. Right. But Yeah, though, man, that's crazy work, man. I'm not happy about this. Right? I'm happy that he happy enough and he well off enough to retire, right? But in the totality of it, it's a little bittersweet for me, right? Not for him, bittersweet for me because damn, man, you know he one of the greats, bro. He really is. He one of the greats, man. Right? He's one of the greats. He really is. He's one of the greats, bro. Where do we rank Bud now? Right? Let's go and rank him while we hear shit. It's his retirement, right? His retirement part. I've been here 30 minutes now. Might as well go another 30. Right? Where we ranking Bud? Right? The poll question. Poll question, man. Where are we ranking Bud Crawford right now? Right? Where real quick, like for the last 30 that I'm on, like where we ranking Bud? Like now is like let's have a conversation. Maybe he may come back. Sometimes they always come back, right? We seen people retire and come back, right? Where does Bud rank all time? I mean, we was having this convo, hypothetically, right? And I said I'm pretty. We said Bud the best, skill for skill. Sir, Sir Senior, do your boy a solid, Sir Senior, man. Do your boy a solid, Sir Senior. Hit that subscription button for your boy, man. I'm at 5,792 subs. Help your boy get to 5,793. Greatly appreciate you sliding through. We do boxing, MMA, sports, parlays, predictions, man. We do this shit, every day. If you like ESPN, you go love it over here. Greatly appreciate you sliding through, right? But now let's poll question this, man. Where we ranking Bud all time? Where does Bud Crawford rank all time? You got him in your top 10. Is he in your top five? Appreciate that, guys. Appreciate that, guys. I'm a appreciate that, G. Appreciate that, G. And you really subscribe. Shout out my boy for really subbing. Shout out my boy for really subbing and not dubbing. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. I'm gonna drop the flames for you after I start this poll, man. Question, man. Where does Bud rank? And we'll do this up until an hour. Where does Bud rank all time? Ricky, where you at, Ricky? Let's do top three. Let's do top five or below top 10. Top five or let's do top five or let's do top five through 10 or below 10, right? Where we ranking Bud at, man? Where does Bud rank all time, man? And if you put a number on it, and if you put a number on it, let me know what number you put on it. Shout out my guy, Sir Senior, man, for the subscription. And I ain't running no bullshit. Like this he really retired. If y'all been here, y'all know I did that. I did that joint, some years back with Spence. Shout out my boy for subscribing to the channel, man. Back. I did that joint. I did that joint. When he said he was gonna retire with Earl Smith. This ain't that. This ain't that. He really retired. You know what I mean. So what we got, man? We got 3 votes. 100% say 5 or 10. He in your top three. Let me really think about it, right? So, oh man. So it's hard to put, right? So it's hard to put anybody over Muhammad and like Sugar Ray Robinson. He's in Floyd equals Jordan. Kobe is Bud. Kobe. Floyd is Jordan. Floyd is the GOAT. And then okay, Bud is Kobe, right? Bud is the closest thing to him. Right? Bud is the closest thing to him. I get that. I get that. I get there, right? All right, so let me think. Right? So we go Sugar. No, I'm gonna put him in a Sugar Ray Robinson, no order, right? Sugar Ray Robinson, Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather, Sugar Ray Robinson, Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather. I'm thinking Ray Leonard or Lennox Lewis. Ray or Leonard. Is Bud better than Sugar Ray? Is Bud better than Sugar Ray? Is Bud Lennox Lewis? He a heavyweight. Let's take I, Muhammad Ali heavyweight too. Damn. Ooh, Lennox was nice. Lennox was nice, y'all. Is Bud top five? Bud, I think he's top 10 without a doubt. I think he's top 10 without a doubt. You know what I mean? Floyd Mayweather beat Nello. He in the top. He in the top. Five. Sarah and shit. Bud beat Nello, man. I think we got to put him in the top five. If you saying Nello is one of your top fighters, and Floyd and Bud beat him, they got to be ranked higher than him. So they got to be ranked higher than Canelo. You know what I mean? I think I'm gonna go because Lennox is the heavyweight, but Lennox was a skilled heavyweight though. So like Muhammad Ali. You know what I mean? That's why I got him. One. My one is Ali, Sugar Ray, Robinson, but Ali say Sugar Ray Robinson was the greatest, right? But Sugar Ray Robinson said Ali was the greatest, right? Robinson passed it to Ali, right? But Ali will always give respect to Sugar Ray Robinson, right? So skill for skill, right? Because for a big dude, Ali had hella skills. It was later in his career when he stood there and he started taking it, all the damage and trading and shit, right? But Ali was hella skilled. He got knocked down by a journeyman and shit like that. But he got knocked down by a journeyman because he was a damn fool. He was showing out. He just stick his head out and stick his tongue out and shit. He was an asshole, right? So yeah, he got knocked down a couple times. He would sit there and take punches sometimes, right? That's why how he was when he, you know, after the fact. He lived for a long time, given his condition and how much damage he actually took over the course of time, right? You know what I mean? He's a Julio Cesar Chavez, Roberto Duran, right? Camacho is one of my favorite fighters. Oscar De La Hoya. Where are you ranking them though? We put Chavez. Chavez is in the room, right? He in the room. You know what I mean? I'm trying to see his Bud in my top five. I think Bud. I'm struggling with Lennox, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Bud Crawford right now. I'm struggling ranking that. I think that's where I'm going. Right. I think that's where I'm going. I think that'll be my top six right there. Right. I think that'll be my top six fighters. Now ranking that 3, 4, 5, ranking that 4, 5, 6 is hard as fuck. I think 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna go the Holy Trinity. Right. Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, Floyd Mayweather. At this point, they got to be the boxing Holy Trinity. I don't want to hear it. I'm not arguing with nobody. Right. That's the boxing Holy Trinity. Right. So I think that's the top three. It's gonna be hard to break into that room. Right. We can talk about that a little later. Right. Sugar Ray Leonard is hard, and he took some losses later in his career too. Right. He might have fight a little longer, so his record ain't gonna be as pretty as some of these dudes. Right. But like you know, skill, like at the time, bro, skill for skill, and he fought everybody. Sugar Ray Leonard is hard to keep him out of there, right? Lennox Lewis, I think is the guy that I'm about to leave out my top five. You know what I mean? But Lennox was probably the best heavyweight after Muhammad Ali, and I know people ain't gonna like that, but that Jamaican British black guy, right? He probably was the best heavyweight after Ali. Some people feel like he might be better than him. I mean, I say that quietly, right? But that dude was bad motherfucker, man. Bud is like 42-0 though. Lennox Lewis fought a lot of people too, but that is crazy. Boxing is crazy because then you got Chavez and uh Oscar and guys like that type shit. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go Bud ain't right, Roy Jones. That is crazy, Roy Jones, bro. And you got Roy Jones. Come on. See what I'm saying? Boxing is like top 10. Right, Roy Jones gotta be like 7 or 8. He's at Ali, Foreman. He got Foreman, Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea, you know what I'm saying, bro? Floyd, Bud, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so Jay Gill gave his 5. Shout out Jay Gill for putting it out there, man. Shout out my boy Jay Gill for after a while. I'm struggling with mine, Jay Gill. And you just fucking said Sweet Pea. Now you really got me. See, but look, if you go on Sweet Pea, right, you bringing Chavez into the fold. Now people feel like he beat Chavez, right? But they do bring Chavez into the fold. I think Julio Cesar Chavez is in the top 10, right? That's a good five right there, though, right? You got Foreman. You think Foreman better than Lennox? You think Foreman better than Lennox, Lou, J. Gill? Because your other heavyweight is Foreman. My other heavyweight is Lennox. You think Foreman better than Lennox? Bud in my top five, though, right? I'm struggling with, man, you just said Sweet Pea. You threw a wrench in there with Sweet Pea, though. But I would, whew, Bud got some skill, too, though. And Bud athletic. Bud is more offensive than Sweet Pea, right? More athletic. He said, Bud be no Canelo, great accomplishment, but he's older than Canelo, Tay. G. He older than Canelo, G. Tay, you do realize Bud is older than him. You know what I mean? You got me, Canelo was on decline, bro. Bud was old as fuck. Old as fuck, bro. Bud like damn near 40. He said age wise, not mass. Hey, different fighting styles too, right? Like Bud, it didn't matter how old Bud got Teddy, he was never going to take as much damage as Canelo Teddy, right? Now you genetically, right? Giving genetically, hey, look, you giving Bud a strike for being gifted, for being blessed, right? For having better genetics. You know what I mean? He was never gonna get hit that much, bro. The athlete that Bud is, Teddy, he was never gonna get hit. He would have had to fight till he was like 54, just like Floyd, right? You know, right? He would have had to fight till he wasn't gonna never get hit like that. He said, nah, I ain't say nothing about punishment, just miles. At your mouth. He said Lewis is number 6. Lewis is tough, bro. That boy tough. Check Lewis' resume, y'all. Check Lewis' resume. Yeah, Lewis is 6. Yeah, 2010. All fact. What my guy say? No, ain't nothing about punishment. Just miles, actual mouth. Bud was just a different athlete, bro. Like he was never go get that beat up, bro. Like he was never go. It was like his workout game is different. No, I ain't gonna throw Canelo on the bus right now, right? This ain't back, but no extra shit. Like he was never go. You know what I mean? That dude is physical. Like he's a different type of athlete. We all found that out. He said Jab Judah, one of my favorite. I'm trying to think, man. Man, he says, yeah, Sweet Pea. I can't put Sweet Pea. I can't put Sweet Pea above. I can't put Sweet Pea above Bud, right? I can't put Sweet Pea above Bud. Now, the junk people be arguing is Sugar Ray Leonard, but Sugar Ray Leonard got had a lot of losses when he was already old as hell, too. You know what I mean? But like prime Sugar Ray Leonard was a monster, right? So I'm thinking Bud and Sugar Ray. I think I got Bud 4. I got Bud 4. I got Ali. I got Sugar Ray Robinson, Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather, Terrance Bud Crawford, Sugar Ray Leonard. Bud knocked Sugar Ray Leonard down one. Lennox Lewis my 6. And I have a hard time not putting Lennox Lewis over Sugar Ray, but Sugar Ray took a lot of losses when he was done. Like he took a couple of those losses when he was already done. You know what I mean? So that make his record look, when you talking the greatest, you nitpicking, you can say, oh well, he got about 4 or 5 losses, right? So you could get in that conversation, but Sugar Ray was different, bro, when he was in his prime. And the people like he didn't fight the Hawk, right? But everybody probably got a couple people they didn't fight. Like, Hawk ain't fight him either, right? But everybody got a couple people they didn't or didn't fight, right? You know what I mean? But yeah. Right. So that'll be my 6, right? And I think 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe my 7. I would probably go Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea at 7, right? Then I go Chavez. Just record wise, Chavez got a lot of fucking wins, bro. He got a lot of fucking wins, bro. Legit wins too, right? A lot of fucking fights, a lot of fucking wins, right? So Sweet Pea 7, Chavez 8. I think Chavez beat Sweet Pea. I think he got Rod right. I'm one of them people. My 9 will be Roy Jones. Roy Jones Jr. will be my 9. And my 10 to close it out. Y'all might not like this. Alexander Usyk. Alexander, that's my team. Ray Robinson, Ali, Floyd, Bud Crawford 4, Sugar Ray Leonard 5, Lennox Lewis 6, Sweet Pea 7, Chavez 8, Roy Jones Jr. 9, Alexander Usyk 10. Maybe you flip. Are we flipping? I'm gonna go Usyk 9. I'm gonna go Usyk 9, Roy 10. Yeah, Prime Wide. I like that. I can get jiggy with Prime Wide in the top 10. I can get jiggy with Prime Wide in the top 10. I can get jiggy with Prime Wilder in the top 10. I can get jiggy with that. I ain't mad at it. I got Roy Jones number 10. Though. I got Usyk 9. I'm gonna throw Usyk 10. I got Roy Jones number 10. I'm gonna throw Usyk over Roy. That's my file. I'm updated. I'm updated right now live. Roy Jones bumped down 1, and Sugar Ray Leonard bumped down 1. Bud had to fit in, and people bumped down. My 10 before that probably was who was my 10 before I just put Bud. Who I knock out that top 10. I'm trying to think who I actually considered in the. Might have been Wilder. Might have just not Wilder out the top 10. Might have just not. Yeah, I think I just not Wilder out my top 10 because Wilder got the heavyweight record for tight defense. But you put Bud Crawford in there. George Foreman, right? So one of them, I just not one of them at the team. Might have been Foreman. That's who it was. Probably was George. Probably was Big George. You know what I mean? Smaller guy. Camacho is one of my favorite fighters. He's at Henry Armstrong. Then he went way back. You know what I mean? Yeah, Bud my number 4. I'm sliding Bud in there 4. Actually, bro, Bud is the only 3-time undisputed champion, bro. Let's really hold on, okay, let's pause for a second. How many votes we had? We had 6 votes, 67%, top 5 of 10, 33 below. Let's pause for a second, right? So let's think about it like this. And I'm gonna end it around this. Bud is the only 3-time undisputed champion ever in the history of boxing. He's the only 3-time undisputed champion ever in the history of boxing. That's 4-belt era, 3-belt era, all this shit. 3-belt or 4-belt era, right? He's the first 3 times. Right now, somebody did it twice in the 3-belt era. Ali did it in his era, twice. 3 times though has never been done in no era. Right, and Ali did it 3 times because he lost his shit 3 times. You get what I'm saying? I mean, he did it twice, right? Because he lost his shit and got it back. You know what I'm saying? 2-time undisputed, right? But Bud is the only 3 division champ. You know what I mean? 3 division undisputed champ, right? Ali is a 2-time undisputed. Nobody else had got 3 divisions undisputed. Not a soul in boxing. Not a single soul. ESPN just dropped the alert an hour after I dropped the alert. You know what I mean? So man, and I got Bud number 4. Actually, you know what? I can't put him over Floyd. If I'm all right, so if I'm going, I honestly true enough, man, I could argue Mayweather and Bud 1 and 2. I can argue that. I literally can argue that. You know what, bro? You know what, dog? I think it's time. I think it's time we do it, dog. I think it's time we do it. Mayweather the greatest fighter to ever live, right? Mayweather's my number one, right? I got Bud Crawford number two, and then I got Ali, and then I got Sugar Ray Robinson, then I got Ali and Sugar Ray Robinson, right? So I bumped Sugar Ray Robinson down from number one to number four. I finally put Ali. If I'm because I put Sugar Ray Robinson and Ali 1 and 2 honestly because I respect the game. Same reason I put Jordan number one, right? But Bud has retired, right? If he officially don't get fight again, bro, I gotta grade him as if he is done. And honestly, true enough, bro, he could have had more wins than that, right? He could have had better wins. His resume don't quite stack up if you going multitude of Hall of Famers like theirs. It don't. I give you that. But he beat the best welterweight of his generation in Errol Spence, and he beat Canelo Alvarez. Watched him, right? You know, watched Earl, styled on Canelo, right? Who's also a top 10 fighter, Canelo. I mean, a top, 15 fighter, at least, right? So I got Mayweather number one, man. I got Crawford number two. I'm putting Ali number three. I got Sugar Ray Robinson number four. And then my number five is Sugar Ray Leonard. Fuck it, man. I think Bud the second greatest fighter to ever live behind Floyd Mayweather. Is that Bud retired because Janet Beck popped 30 things, so I just want the truth. You think that's why? Shout out my guy Truth. Yeah, man. I think Bud Crawford the second greatest fighter to live behind Floyd Mayweather. We getting so we getting we getting I know this gonna ruffle a little feathers, man. Let's go ruffle a couple feathers right there. I know. Floyd Mayweather number one, Bud Crawford number two, Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson. I mean, Ali, yeah, Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Mayweather, Terrance Crawford, Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard. That's my top five. That's my top five. Yeah. That's my top five. Lennox Lewis my number six. You know what I mean? My seven is Sweet Pea. My eight is uh Julio Cesar Chavez. My nine is Usyk. My 10 is Roy Jones. That's how I see it. J Gill, that's how I'm looking at it, J Gill. I'm fuck it. That's how I'm looking at it, bro. That's my top five, bro. I'm switching it up. Ali is the greatest of his generation, right? Flo was the greatest of his generation. Buzz the greatest of his generation. Sugar Ray Leonard was the greatest of his generation. Lennox Lewis was the best heavyweight. His right, all these fighters was the best of their generation. So we're comparing generations, man. I'm comparing them in relevance to their generation, right? And they dominated it for the most part, right? They dominated it, right? Ali dominated his too, but a lot of those older guys they took maybe they fought one or two fights a little too long. You know what I mean, right? Based off what it was, you know what I mean. But that was a common thing, right? And I'm not, you know, knocking them for loss. And if we doing pound for pound, right, skill for skill, right? Some people like to do skill for skill. Am I wrong? Am I wrong in that way? I think Andre retired a little too early, Jay Gill, right? If we going skill for skill, right? They got more skill. Like who got more skills than Floyd, right? We see how skilled Bud is. I know you're talking about Ward. I know you're talking about Ward. Talking about Andre Ward. Yeah, he retired. You know, the knees took Andre Ward out. Andre Ward is great though. You know what I mean? So either way you doing it, man. You going out the skill test, right? You going out accolades, bro. I think it's if we being honest with ourselves, bro, it's Mayweather and it's Terrance, bro. It's it's Floyd and Bud. One name basis. Right. It's Floyd, it's Bud, bro. If I'm being honest with myself, like respect for the game, I respect the game and all that. But it took Bud retiring for me to go ahead and just, really tell y'all how I feel about Floyd. I actually been said Floyd could be number one. Floyd number one, man. He my number one all time. I think Bud's number two all time. And then Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, and then the Sugar Rays, right? Floyd, Bud, Muhammad, and then the Sugar Rays. And that's how T got it, man. But I ain't gonna hold y'all up too long. You know what I mean? We got some fights going on too on the Jake Paul card. Real still not a dream, man. Bud Crawford did retire, man. We had to chop it up a little bit on it. I ain't gonna hold y'all up because y'all probably think I'm bullshitting though. Now, cause ESPN just dropped it right, so y'all know I ain't lying. Cause ESPN, ESPN in on it now, right? Unless y'all wanna, if y'all want to kick it a little bit, I know I don't be talking as much boxing as I used to, right? We could kick it a little bit, right? But yeah, man, I'm ranking them. I got him number two. I know some people ain't gonna like that, call me crazy, but I debate on it. I debate, I like that. I like that, man. Yeah, I'm gonna put him number two. I'm just being real with myself. I'm just being real with myself, man. I'm just being real with myself. Let me check my plays real quick. I'm getting kind of hungry though, so I'm not gonna hold y'all up. I gotta be productive. I gotta be productive. You know what I mean with my plays. We had an hour, man. I think an hour was good, right? I only wanted to do 30 minutes, right? I think an hour was smooth. Did a little over an hour. I wasn't even planning to do this. It was a pop-up video, but y'all know we gonna be live for them fights too. We got early fights. Maybe y'all don't know. Maybe you do know. Maybe you don't know. But if you don't know, y'all know no, I'm just playing. Now you know, nigga. But yeah. But if you don't know, now you know, nigga, right? But yeah. My best going good so far, man. But yeah, man, Bud Crawford retired, dog. I got my boy number two. I got boy number two all time. Peace, man.